Welcome, everybody. Hello, let's get started. Hello, let's get started. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the little bit late start, but it gave you an opportunity to have some breakfast. We had a little technical difficulty here. We didn't have it turned on. It's just a small thing. Just a small thing. So this is Fashion Market Week at MRG. You know, the buyers go to, well, we don't really go to Fashion Week because it's way too crowded during Fashion Week, but there are Fashion Weeks in the market, and we are hosting you to our version of Fashion Week. First, I just want to tell you that these pants, I used to have a house full of dogs, and a lot of them were big and they slobbered a lot. And one was a white boxer that slobbered a lot, Tammy, some of you know her. And I was looking for pants to go with this lovely Alberta Macaulay top that Kat let me borrow yesterday. And I found these in the back, and Tammy left us about a year ago. But she left me with slobber and white boxer hair all over the bottom. So I just want to let you know I did the best I could. So thank you all for coming. A lot of you may be saying, well, I didn't have a choice, I had to come. And you might feel that way now, but I hope by the time you leave you will have learned a lot, that you will have had fun, that you will have been entertained, and that we will give you some tools that can really help you with your customers. So one of the tools I've already given you, which is storytelling. So storytelling is part of our management conference this year, and it is the buzzword in the industry right now for everything. It's all about storytelling. So I've been told that I can be or look intimidating. Who believes that I could be or look intimidating? But when I told you the story about Tammy and the slobber and the dog hair, did it change your perception any? I hope so. So remember that when your customers come in. I'll be telling some stories today in our trend presentation. And okay, so here we are at Fashion Market. So there are macro trends and there are micro trends that we talk about. So I just want to define what those are, really. So a macro trend is big, it's global, it touches every area of your ladies' stores, okay? So the big macro trend this year is Call of the Wild. Now we love this because there were years in old school Marshall Russo that if it was animal, we could sell it. Didn't make any difference what it was. And that ebbed and flowed, and then animal kind of went out of vogue for the past few years, and it was really disappointing for us because it was always such an easy sell. Well, guess what? It's big, it's back, and it's huge. So we're calling it Call of the Wild. The streets have begun to resemble an actual zoo. As per Kat Wu, this is her trend presentation here. From very realistic recreations of Python to loosely inspired ones that are very colorful. So the key elements here are leopard, snake, and zebra, and most of it is natural, even though you will see some color here. Now here are some examples of what that looks like, and it crosses over every category, and then of course you see the color that I was speaking of here at the bottom. The next macro trend is Earth Day. So Earth Day is really about colors of the earth. Dirt, leaves, sky. This really specifically speaks to a color palette. The more artistic call those colors air, grain, leaf, water, stone, clay, and petals. Consider all of these to be sophisticated and chic neutrals. The key elements here really, for me, you can dress it up, you can dress it down, and it crosses over all categories, and it's very, very easy to wear. Here are some examples of Earth Day. There we go. Okay. The next, of course, is glam, and we always have glam. I see people smiling, yay, it's glam, because we're taping this in Las Vegas, but guess what? We've got some stores that don't sell it. So will be particularly your favorite in the resort properties, obviously. You will not see as much of this in your airport locations or in the outdoor or at ease. Obviously, we're not going to give you bling leggings. I don't think, Kat. Please tell me we're not going to. Okay. So this comes to us from many places. This clip in the middle, see the glam clip? How many people out there know about Dorit's hair clips? Okay. If you don't, please go. Is she in here somewhere? Is Dorit in here? Okay. Go online and just Google Dorit's hair clips, and you will see where this trend comes from. So we'll show you some examples of that in a minute. So it really goes, this glam trend, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Again, this is great for Las Vegas. We love it. We love it particularly in holiday because all of our girls are partying. Again, airports, don't freak out. You won't have much of this. You will have touches, though, in accessories particularly, because that's a very, very easy sell. So, iconic design is the other really big macro trend here. So these are all actually campaigns from Chanel and Versace from the 90s. Now, you would not know that when you see some of the samples that you see today, because it's absolutely the same. We love this. We love the bold prints. It is always a bestseller for us. We try to bring it in as much as we can, but this year for fall, it is such a huge, huge trend that you're going to see a lot of it. Okay, the first one is Chanel inspired. Always say inspired. Chanel has a very, very good team of lawyers, and they are very protective of their name. So this is all Chanel inspired. So who's this man down here? Karl Lagerfeld, exactly. Rest in peace. He passed in February of this year. But he was really the driving force behind Chanel. Before that, he was with Fendi. He had his own brand. But the Chanel look is really what he was famous for. So the Chanel look is the tweeds, the plaids, the pearls, the buttons, and you'll see a lot of that today. The next really most obvious is the Versace prints. Versace inspired prints. I'm not sure about their law team, but it's inspired. What's his first name? He's dead too. What's his? Gianni. Gianni Versace. And what's his sister's name that's now running the company? Okay, good. See, those are stories. Your customer wants you to be an expert. So when she walks in the door, there is not a woman on earth that walks into our stores that says this: I don't like clothes, I don't like to shop, I don't like to walk around, and none of this excites me. That's not why she walks into our stores. She walks into our stores because there's something about our store that excites her. So once she gets in the store, then it's up to you to tell her all this, tell her some stories. She wants you to be the expert because then she feels confident enough to buy. Okay, micro trends. So if macro trends are the big ones, what are the micro trends? The smaller ones, right. These are the smaller ones within each category. So within ready-to-wear, faux furry. So in your outerwear department, you are going to see a lot of faux fur. In the past, faux fur has been serious, like a really serious mink or a really serious cheetah for the most part. But this year, it's a lot more casual. And this little thing right here has a nickname. Pat, don't give it away. Does anybody know what the nickname for this is? Now see, this is a great story to tell. It's called a whoopee. And it's called a whoopee across all of the fashion market. I mean, you walk into a showroom and they say, do you sell whoopies? Like, do you sell whoopies like it's like, do you want a ham sandwich for lunch? Or so, and it comes from the child's blankie, like it was called a whoopee. So they are really, really soft, and you just want to hold on to it and take it with you everywhere you go. And you will have whoopies. You will see them today, and you will have them in your store. They are much more casual. You're not going to wear a whoopee with your evening gown, but you will wear it with your jeans and your boots. Okay, power pants. We are really excited that there are so many different bodies of pants now. There for a long time, it was really just a legging. Like, how many Nygards can you sell? So now we've got flare legs, coated. By the way, on these coated, many of the labels say do not wash, do not dry clean. Like, well, that's an interesting concept. What should I do with them? Does anyone know what to do with them? No? You roll them up and put them in the freezer, and that's the truth. So if you Google, how do I clean coated jeans, they will tell you, roll it up, put it in the freezer. It freezes all of the dirt and other salad dressing that you may have, and mustard, and then it just flakes right off. Now, I don't know if ours say that, but a lot of mine in my closet say that. So, my coated jeans have never been washed, just to let you know. just being real. They've been frozen. Okay, so we also have paper bag waste, which we've had for a couple of seasons. Menswear is still, it's huge in the market. In ready-to-wear, you will see it in a slight way in pants, and there's a reason for that. Fall crops are big, so wear them with your booties. And then the cargo with ankle ties are really, really big, big trend this season. So a lot of these, as you can see, have waist interest, and that really lends itself to the ability to wear a little bit shorter top. And you will see shorter tops. You know, a few years ago, everything was a long tunic, and they've been creeping up. You won't get all short tops because I know a lot of our ladies want to cover up, but you will have the ability to have some hip tops to wear with some of these interesting waistbands. Okay, life is good. This will not be in every store, but this is a pretty big trend. Jacqueline's trend presentation yesterday for men, by the way, was all about positivity. And it's a big movement in the country, in the world. We have some stores that are called At Ease. They're activewear stores. Hi, At Ease people out there. Do you get this video? I hope you do. And in Denver, they're more outdoorsy kind of leisure wear stores. And we tested this brand in San Francisco on the hype table. Does anybody know what the hype table is? No? Okay, good to know. Well, you all know. In San Francisco, it's a huge store, and at the very front of the store, there is a table that switches out every 6 weeks, and it's a very themed table. So we did a Life is Good hype table, and it was a phenomenal success. So we used that as a test, and now we've rolled it out to other stores. So there's a story here. Again, the story. Now you can Google it, or you can take notes, or maybe you can remember this. But in 1989, these two brothers, Bert and John Jacobs, were designing T-shirts, and they were going out on the road and selling them out of their van or whatever they did back in 1989 in Boston. And they were not, their business was failing. It wasn't doing so great. So they had a party, and they started showing some artwork, and everybody responded to this. Well, he's not even up here because the top guy, he's a stick figure with a beanie on his head. Everybody really responded to that. So they made all of their line thematic of this little character, and it just took off like crazy. They sold all of that character in like 1 hour at the next show they went to. So it has turned into quite an extensive line. We don't buy so much of that iconic character because he's old. I mean, he's probably, he's not as old as me, but he's old. So we do the more current themes, and it has just been phenomenal across men's and kids, and we did a little in kids, I think, and in ladies. So some of you will be getting that, some of the activewear stores. Okay, we're still in micro trends. So in accessories, here we go. Here's this. It's all about selfie ready. So this is an example of the clippies I was talking to you about, but this is nothing compared to Dorit's hair. You got to look at Dorit's hair, D-O-R-I-T, hair clips. Just Google it, you'll see. Anyway, hair accessories, all of your trends are in here. They're very big, they're bigger than ever, and all stores will have a much more expanded selection of hair accessories. Okay, where are we now? Okay, so hats. The hat trend is really kind of retro. It's really rather old school, but again, it's all about the selfie. And honestly, I mean, I see it everywhere I go. They've got the hat on doing the selfie. So just when people start trying on hats in your store, suggest selfies with the hats. It's a very easy way to make a statement. Big, big, big category for your selfie gals, the earrings. So, you know, I had some help putting this together yesterday, and I said, oh, I don't wear big earrings, and Pilar said, but it's all about the selfie earring. And I said, well, what about a bracelet or a necklace? She said, you know what, it's really about the earrings. So you will see a lot of earrings in Pilar's room today. Here are different trends: architectural, bling, really artisan up in the top, chain link. So it's all about those earrings. Now here is where the menswear trend is probably more important for us, because we sell a little bit more feminine and or glamorous clothing. Menswear doesn't really lend itself to that so much. So you'll see some in shoes, you will see some in some pants, but mostly you will see it in accessories. And in accessories, it's really, really fun, and you can really make a big statement with it. All right, handbags. Single top handbags. This is by far the biggest trend in handbags, and you'll see it on our fashion show today. It is, and you'll see in a minute where they are inspired from, but it's all about this single top handbag, and it's all about chains. So the chains now are showing up as second straps in some of your crossbodies, and then some of the crossbodies are coming just with the chain. So it is not just a trim anymore, it's part of the functionality of it. All right, footwear. Stretch. So a few years ago, we started talking about sneakers, and we had a slow start with sneakers because our girl was still wanting to wear heels. But within, I would say, 2 years, she got it. And the sneaker trend has not stopped, and it's not going to stop, because we want to feel good. You know, when you go into a store, what do? You touch the fabric. Does it feel good? Oh, I like that. Is it scratchy? I'm not even going to try it on. And we can see that with bestsellers with us. You know, you can go back and say, what do you think wasn't good about that style? Touch it. Ah, it came in too stiff. So anyway, stretch fabric is huge. It has migrated now into every other kind of shoe that you can imagine, including boots. So these are stretch boots, and we have great samples of that in Karen's room. All right, buckles. The buckle trend from Naughty Monkey has been around for a while, but this year it's really gone much more extreme with a lot of lug soles on the bottom. Again, a few years ago, we probably would not have sold that. But now the world is more casual, and this is a huge look, and we sold it last year, and we will this year. Editorials from my amazing buying staff: animal do's and don'ts. Do pair them with solids. You're going to have a lot of animal prints this season. Pair it with black, pair it with brown, pair it with olive green. Please don't do this. Very few people can pull this off. It can be done, but generally just don't, because it can be really scary. Okay, do accessorize. And again, accessorize, you can mix a few pieces of animal, but don't clutter it. Splurge or steal. I love this part. Okay, so on the right, on your left, are real Versace's. This is the real deal. They go from $625 to $1,250. The MRG Inspirational and Aspirational are $60 to $189. Here you can see the handbag trends I was talking about. Splurge or steal. You've got Chloe up here at $1950, MRG at $34.90. These are inspired by. This is not a Chloe handbag. It's not a Chloe knockoff. It is inspired by Chloe, okay? Valentino, the tote. Bao Bao by Issey Miyake. Now this has been your biggest trend in handbags for some season now. Honestly, I did not know it was from Bao Bao, Issey Miyake. I just found that out when I saw this trim presentation. So we have sold thousands of these bags, and this is our version at $89. And we probably have, oh yeah, here's one for $59. Burberry and another Bao Bao. So you see where the inspiration comes from. Great stories to tell your customers, inspired by. Okay, in the same vein, you've got Aquazzura here. Here's ours at $75. Alexander Wang at $850, ours at $110. Another Chloe with the buckles at $13.90. We're at $69 here. And this Louboutin sneaker is close. $12.95 at 65. It's inspired, really inspired by. And that's here today. This is adorable. Okay, our color chart for the fall season. Merlot, this next color is not ochre, it's not ochre, it's not ochre, it's ochre. Toffee, tobacco, olive, and sapphire. And then this is in your trend presentations that you will get hard copies of. It's just how to wear them. They did a great job. The future belongs to your imagination, as per Mr. Lagerfeld. Happy selling, have a great season. So now it's time to go to your fashion rooms.